Welcome, Pisces, to the month of August 2018. I'm Megan of North Star Astrology, and this is another general transits reading for those of you born with your sun, moon, and or rising signs in the 12th zodiacal sign of Pisces the fish. And the month starts out with the moon in your sign from the tail end or last day of July 31st and on into August 1st, which then opposes Venus in Virgo. So from the 7th house of relationships and to the 1st house of the self and body, this Venus-Moon opposition gives you the emotional sense of well-being, but also the awareness to learning to love others and your significant relationship might need some sort of awareness. Then on August 3rd, Mercury, which has been going retrograde in Leo, trines the moon in Aries. So from the 6th house to the 2nd house, you now have this very harmonious trine between what you emotionally value to how you communicate, and possibly you will be able to ask for, in a gently harmonious emotional way, for a raise at work, as this is the 6th house, the sun, Mercury retrograde, the north node of the moon in Leo, all of that. You still may want to be careful how you communicate, as it is retrograde for now. Then, on August 4th, the last quarter moon happens in your 3rd house of communications, in Taurus, at 12 degrees Taurus, 19 minutes. And the following day trines the moon. Venus, in Virgo, trines the moon from your 7th house of relationships to the last quarter moon in Taurus. So this is a very harmonious, wrapping last quarter projects, maybe deadlines in paperwork, harmonious dealings with others. Then on August 7th, Uranus, which will be transiting your 3rd house of communications in Taurus for the next 7 years, goes retrograde of all things. And I'm not quite sure how that will affect your 3rd house. However, that's what it says. Then, on August 9th, Pluto in your 11th house of relationships, hopes, goals, and wishes opposes the moon. So now on August 9th, so in other words, 2 days later, Pluto, the very transformational outer planet in Capricorn, in your 11th house of friendships, now opposes the moon in Cancer, in your 5th house of romance and creativity. So you'll have the need to be aware of how you interact with friends and group activities, because even with Mercury retrograde, there is a need to be a little more aware, as it's a little bit antagonistic. Also, your ruling planet, Pisces, is in your 1st house of the self and body. Then on August 11th, the new moon enters your 6th house in Leo, as well as the partial solar eclipse happening for you in your 6th house of health, work, and service given. And with this new moon and partial solar partial solar eclipse happening in your 6th house, there may be something very transformative and something new on the horizon. That's August 11th, when the new moon happens at 18 degrees Leo, 42 minutes, as well as a partial solar eclipse, and I'm not quite sure how that's going to affect you, but it may. Then Mars, which has been in Aquarius, will enter Capricorn in your 11th house of friendships, along with Pluto and Saturn, all in Capricorn. Then on the following day, Mars trines the moon. Once the moon goes in your 7th house of relationships, and Mars now in the earthy sign of Capricorn, Venus in, Virgo, moon in the earthy sign of Virgo. So from the 7th house to the 11th houses, you now have quite a harmonious trine. There. So between your emotional well-being within the 7th house of relationships versus the action planet now in Capricorn, or will be going into Capricorn on August 14th. This then will be a very pleasant and very harmonious time between your friendships and others. Then on the following day, Mars goes into your 8th house of others' resources and then squares Mars in Capricorn, because these are both cardinal quality signs. So with the moon in Libra squaring or making the 90-degree angle aspect to Mars in Capricorn, you now have the ability to be be driven. Yeah, you now have the ability to be driven to ask for help from others as resources, and you may or may not receive it with this square. Then on August 18th, the first quarter moon happens in your 9th house of higher education, law, higher learning, higher mind, the higher mind, and that happens at 25 degrees Scorpio, 20 minutes. And at which time the planet of Mars sextiles the moon. So now water, earth. And with this pleasant and short but sweet positive sextile between the moon in your 9th house and Mars in your 11th house, you now have the ability to ebb and flow, as it were, and maybe even will take a vacation with your gal friends or guy friends. Then on August 19th, Jupiter trines your ruling planet, Neptune. So from the 9th to the 1st houses, Jupiter, your sub-ruler, trines or makes a 120-degree flowing, harmonious trine aspect to your ruling planet in your first house. So something big and beautiful harmoniously will be happening. You will be looking and feeling pretty on August 19th and thereafter, because this is big. The planet Jupiter is a very big, wonderful sub-ruler to you, Pisces. Then on August 19th as well, Mercury, get out of here, Mercury retrograde. Oh, Mercury goes direct. Woohoo! On August 19th, Mercury goes direct, and then on the following day, the Sun in Leo trines the Moon in Sagittarius. So from the 6th house of work to the 10th house of career, you now have a very harmonious ability to shine at work as well as illuminate at your career, your choice of career. Then on August 23rd, the Sun leaves Leo and enters Virgo. Now the Sun is in your 7th house of relationships. And then on August 25th, Venus in Virgo trines the Moon once the Moon goes into your 11th house of friendships. So now Venus in Virgo in your 7th house of relationships trines the Moon in Capricorn, both earth signs, a very earthy, harmonious trine. So you'll love what your significant other or others will do for you, as in the way of pleasures of any sort, harmoniously trining your possible emotional well-being within friendships. Maybe you'll start a new, stemming from the new moon over here, start a new significant relationship from the friendship. Then on the following day, the full moon in Pisces at 3 degrees Pisces, 12 minutes, occurs in your first house of the self and body. And then on August 27th, Mars goes direct in your 11th house. Then on August 28th, Mars sextiles the Moon again. These flip all around. Sorry about that. So Mars sextiling the Moon again from your 1st to your 11th houses, 2 houses, 2 signs away, giving you that sense of emotional well-being within your friendship sector. And then finally, on the final day of the month, Mars squares the Moon once the Moon goes into your 2nd house of money. So now 3 signs away. And this may be a bit of a challenge, because squares and oppositions are always a bit of a challenge, but don't let that throw you. Enjoy your entire month of August. Please feel free to like comment down below, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and until we meet again, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for looking up upon the North Star. Have a peaceful August. And what more can I say? Thank you again. That's all I can think of. I'm in the interest of watching my time, because I'm trying to do 2 readings, and I'm able to do 2 readings, but I got cut off with Capricorn's reading, which I might redo. But with that said, thank you so much once again. Oh, and this is my 1-year anniversary with YouTube and my North Star Astrology YouTube channel. So, thanks so much to my subscribers, and once again, thanks for watching. Oh, and you are here on Earth. Bye for now.